when you're looking at how third-party tracking cookies and how the change from Google Analytics, one of the things that we like to say is Google Analytics isn't enough. It's only part of the picture. Okay. So if you're looking at the top graph there, you're looking at returning visitors to a website. And if you look at the GA4 graph, it's kind of showing you that it's kind of flat or maybe down a little bit, you're returning visitors. But if you're actually looking at actual addressable households and real people, remember in Google Analytics, a lot of that stuff is bots and software and things like that. So, you got to filter a lot of that junk out. But if you look at how Full Throttle uses our first-party data and you look at actual households and actual real people, you can see that actually the same household, we were increasing the amount of returning visitors to our site. So if you just have Google Analytics or if you just have one tool and you're not using first-party data and tools like that can help, you may be getting false positives on how things are performing.
Sure.
And this is another example where we took a client and we were looking at their close percentages for their leads. So you can very easily see where we built out our audiences and started using first-party data, target them with various different marketing tactics, and we can talk about that here in a moment. So you can see when we first started in April, they were just about 4.7% with their lead close percentage. And as we continue to support this client with first-party data, you can see how their lead close percentage increased because the data that the audiences that we were using were just so much more ready to buy, just better audiences rather than just doing sort of like a shotgun approach. You could see the increase in lead close percentage. And then once the test ended, you could see how that lead close percentage started to go down again. So this is a good case study to show how utilizing your first-party data, your business can become much more efficient handling the leads and closing the leads, which will generate more revenue for your business.
I think that speaks to the instinct, right? When you have your own audiences built that are actually thinking about you, the hypothesis would be that if we were to market specifically to those people in the places that they're already looking, that it would be a much higher, better return on investment. So that is a great visual. But I do have a question. For the case study with 1P data, was more than one communication sent to them for that specific example?
Oh, well, I think it was, we were using geo-addressable retargeting and probably some direct mail. But I still think it comes down to the actual audience itself that we were targeting, that they were, in fact, suspects that became prospects. And it's obviously much easier to increase your lead close percentage to people that are actually interested in the things that you're buying.
You do have a kind of a good visual here that we can use to share. So I'm going to pull that up.
Yeah. So, well, again, this is sort of like all the different strategies that we can use. So, geo-addressable retargeting, we can do direct mail, we can do audio, we can do video to the entire household. So that's what we call addressable household targeting, where we're immersing the entire household so that all folks in the house will see the ads. We know that there's a lot of influencers. We don't necessarily know who's looking at something. So, we can say the spouse, the partner, will be able to see the ads, as well as maybe adult children or even minor children who we know, my son keeps trying to get me to buy a Tesla. What is the truck? The super truck or whatever. He's hell bent on that. So he's a big influence there. So, so we can use multiple different types of marketing tactics to, whether it's direct mail, audio, video, geo-addressable, social media ads, to get in front of our prospects.
I think that's a fun story that you share about your son, because I was questioning this once as we were thinking about, all the different mediums to utilize. And the question came up of, well, do we really want to get it in front of kids? And the reality is there was some great data out there from like a general marketing point of reference. If I find it, I'll share it with everyone on LinkedIn. But it's incredible how much value people that you don't think need to be included can bring to a family that's looking at especially larger purchases like homes and vehicles, and even like around Christmas for things like jewelry, engagement rings. There's a lot of influencers that isn't just the one candidate you would think. So interesting with the immerse the household concept. And I know we are pretty much getting to time. So as you are talking about the overall picture of how to take advantage of these audiences, what kinds of things to think about, is there anything else that you wanted to share? Or I have your deck too, if there's slides.
Yeah, no, I think, I know I had a case study in there. We work with a lot of things in automotive. So like an example, but this could be I always, the people that say, but my business is different, like check yourself when you say that, because what you really want to say is like, what can I learn from another business? How can I apply that to my business? Because they're really, in most cases, aren't really different. But when we have situations where like dealers are under a lot of pressure to sell EVs, and we're able to look at their first party data based on the user activity that came to the site and build audiences of people that are looking at EVs and EV pluses, that based on the AI of the technology that are the most ready to buy or heavy in market for an EV, and then creating offers for those folks. It's very, very powerful. I think some of the other things that we've done is what we call our look back campaigns, where we're able to look back. Let's just say it's a door and window company, and we're going to look back the last 3 months or 4 months and look at everyone who came to the site that didn't buy, and then let's reactivate them, right? Let's think about battery powered lawn equipment. So maybe in the spring and summer, we're coming into the spring here in the Northeast. Maybe you're looking for a lawnmower, a battery powered lawnmower. And as you're looking, maybe you make a purchase, maybe you don't. But then maybe in the fall, you start looking for leaf blowers and snow blowers. So you're able to kind of do the look back campaign, gather all those people that came to your site at some point, came to your site, that they were looking, and then you're able to sort of build out those audiences based on their propensities to buy, et cetera, activate them, and then hit them with marketing and help generate more sales. So there's lots of different ways to skin a cat when you have the ability to have your own first party data. I mean, I know we're all kind of COVID fatigue, but our technology was used for a lot of businesses that were shut down during COVID. Yet we know that shopping picked up tremendously because people had a lot of time on their hands, and they actually had a lot of disposable household income because they weren't going out to restaurants or going out on trips and things. So we saw a lot of shopping. So when those businesses did reopen back up, we were able to help our clients with those audiences. Okay, let's look at, since you've been closed down, who are all the people that came to your website looking around? Now that you're open, let's put them into an audience. Let's activate them with some marketing. Let's let them know that you're open. Let's let them know that you have some incentives or deals so that when they're ready to get back out, we have a plan, as opposed to sort of like rubbing the sleepy out of your eyes and saying, okay, what do we do next? So I think having the control of your own data as a business to create those lists, I think are very, very powerful that you own. You can't be deplatformed. One day Facebook says you can target by zip code or you can target this type of business. Then the next day they say you can't go by zip code or you can't target this business. I've seen it all the time. So take matters in your own hands, own your own data. Look at your first party data strategy and make it part of what you're going to do in 2024 and beyond.
Awesome. So I don't know. I pulled up a couple of slides that I thought were speaking to what you were talking about with the EV case study that you wanted to share.
Sure. So, just building those audiences and hitting them with, connected TV and video and direct mail, like surrounding them so they can't get away from you, and you're hitting them with your message, immersing that household in all the different mediums is a great way to, get more sales.